Hello, Nistas and Nistos. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista. She is I and I am her. And over here we do mainly things fragrances, whether it's body or home. And today, you guys, yes, it's about fragrance. And I have a little something that I want to share with you all. It's not a review. It's just a little chit chat. Because as we know, it is Sephora Springs event. So if you're interested in hearing about fragrance and or related to Sephora, please stay tuned. Alright, so video number 3, you guys. I'm on a roll with this Sephora thing, and this will probably be my conclusion because I'm done with my shopping. But before the sale, you guys, I received a pamphlet in the mail. First time ever receiving this pamphlet, and it's called, I wouldn't say it's a pamphlet. It's like a magazine brochure with fragrance in it. It's Fragrances Makes You Feel. It says, discover the transformative power of new and best-selling scents, and it has the Sephora signature on the bottom. And on the back, it has this perfect gift to give or keep. It says Sephora favorite fragrance let you try top scents before getting the full size bottle. And this is a really outstanding deal, you guys, because if you purchase this, it retails for $80, so you can save anywhere from 10 to 20% on it. My store didn't have any more, so you probably have to order it online. But the good thing about it is that you get a full size fragrance set. So they have a, you know, variety. I remember seeing the Nice coconut oil. I remember seeing the Dylan blue, and I remember seeing, I can't remember. But if you go on this website, you and click this and just look down in the description and look at it, you'll be able to tell which fragrances you can get for free, which I think is a really good deal. All right, so this pamphlet here, it has about 14 fragrances, and they sent this card. So as you can see on this card, it has the Sephora Deluxe Perfume Sampler, and it has 14 fragrances. Now on this fragrance little brochure here, I have 5 of these fragrances in my collection already. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share with you because I was really excited when I got this. I had never received a booklet like this from Sephora. And when I posted it on my Instagram page, only like one of my subbies or subscribers told me that they had received it. So I don't know how they mail their stuff out, how random it is, or how they do it. But I was really excited about it. And the thing about it is that they have the little lift sniff cards. So I thought that was really cool. You know, you don't get to fully experience the fragrance, but you do kind of like get to test it to see if you want to go in the store and experience it on your skin, or if it's safe enough for you to blind buy. So the first page is the Maison Margiela Beach Walk, and right here in this corner it just tells you where it starts, and the travel size starts at $35. The description, it just tells you the fragrance brand, and it tells the name of the fragrance. It also tells the type of scent it is, and it gives you the prices on the different sizes. So this is Maison Margiela's Replica Beach Walk, and it is a fresh solar type of scent. And I do have this fragrance in my collection. I am going to read just a few of the scent notes off. Okay, so the first fragrance in this booklet is the Beach Walk by Replica. And what it does, it just gives you the name and it gives you the scent type. And it says that it's a fresh solar type scent. And that other writing at the bottom is just the fragrance sizes and the prices. But I do have this fragrance in my collection. This is something that I got last summer. I wore it a couple times and I totally enjoyed. I am expecting to go through this bottle this coming summer. So some of the fragrance notes in here are bergamot, lemon, pink pepper, ylang ylang, coconut, musk, and it has a little cedar. What I love about this fragrance is that it definitely gives you that vacation vibe fragrance with the coconut in it, but that ylang 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 is one of those fragrances. It's just overly pretty. It's like a powerhouse fragrance. I use Ylang Ylang essential oils, and that and geranium is probably one of the most potent as far as fragrance. But that Ylang Ylang, it really does help this, and it makes it more of a girly type of fragrance, and it wears really well with the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc shimmering body oil. It wears really well with that, and it wears really well with Kylie Utopia Cocoa or Vanilla Cocoa 21. So the first one that they had was the Beach Walk by Replica, and it does, you can get a true sample from this. It does smell like what's in the bottle on this card. So that was fragrance number 1. The next fragrance is a fragrance that I also have. It was a very recent purchase, but it is the new Versace. And this is the Dylan Purple, and I keep calling it Dylan Blue. It's a flanker to the Dylan Blue, but it's Dylan Purple, and the type of fragrance that it is a fruity floral. And you guys, this fragrance, I actually went into the store to test it because I was over on TikTok. TikTok get me every time, and I told my husband, I said, I want you to take me by Sephora. I just want to smell a fragrance. Went there, and the gentleman who described it over on TikTok, he did an outstanding job. Yes, this fragrance is really good, you guys. It has one of my favorite fruits in it. Pear. It has pear. It has orange. Of course, bergamot. You get me at bergamot every time. It has some freesia in it. It has some ambroxan, and it has that cedar. So I did pick up a small bottle of this. It is really, really nice. I did hear someone say that the lasting power was not what they would desire it to be. But you know, that could vary from skin to skin. I just got this in my Sephora haul, so I really haven't had a chance to wear it. But I'm definitely going to come back, you guys, and talk to you about this fragrance after I get to wear it. And I do know with the perfume sampler, and I think it's the 1.7 ounce. This is the 30 ml. This is the 30 ml, which is the 1 ounce. But I think if you get that perfume sampler, you're able to get the 1.7 ounce, which is the 50 ml, which is a bit bigger than this. But I think the bottle is really pretty. It is definitely a summery floral type of fragrance. But the pear that's in it, it really balanced those florals out. And it's not an overly floral fragrance. You know how some fragrances are just headache-inducing floral. But this is definitely a fruity floral. So the next one, I don't have the EDP in my collection, but I do have the shimmering body oil. But the next one is Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. Now, be mindful, these fragrances, the only one that I know that is new so far, it's maybe 2 or 3 on here that's new. So all of these fragrances are older fragrances. But I just thought that the conglomerations or the combinations of fragrances that they compiled together in this pamphlet, Sephora, you guys did a good job. So, you know, Tom Ford is, you know, a bit more pricier. So the travel size is double the size of just, you know, the other fragrances. They start at $70. But this is also a part of the spring event sale. So you will get a percentage off depending on your tier. But Soleil Blanc, like I said, it is one of those exotic coconut type of fragrances. And it pairs really well, as I told you, with the Beach Walk. Some of the fragrance notes in here are pistachio, bergamot, cardamom. It has ylang ylang in it as well. It has some benzoin, and it has some coconut. That coconut and that ylang ylang, that's my summertime thing. You know how sometimes you want that fresh, airy type of fragrance, and sometimes you just want that creamy coconut. But when you are, you know, trying to step it up some, and you may be going on a date night, or you may be going to a special event, I would definitely consider getting a fragrance that has that same coconut vibe, but it has that ylang ylang in it. It is so good, you guys. So this is described as a warm floral. Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. All right, the next one is one that I got to sample in stores. And I'm glad that I did go and sample it in store and not do a wild hair blind buy. But this is the latest Dior. This is another flanker. I think it's like 3 or 4 Dior, Miss Dior's. But it is considered to be a warm floral fragrance. And how I distinguish between the Dior's are the ribbons. The bow that they have on the bottle, because basically the bottles look the same. And I realized in store that this is a roller bottle. But the keynotes are Lily of the Valley, Rose, and Soft Musk. Now, it's probably some more florals in there. I'm almost sure that there are. But this is too floral. This smells like a springtime garden. It's just too floral. I'm talking about the type of floral that I would think bees would be running behind you. It's just way too floral, in my opinion. And maybe it's not way too floral, but maybe it's missing something to kind of like balance those florals out. But wasn't a big fan of this. I didn't like it. It was just too floral. Still very floral. Just too floral for me. But that's the latest Miss Dior. All right, the next one. I don't have this one in my collection. For some reason, this fragrance never intrigued me to the point, and I do like Killian. I have bought this, well, not bought, but the same fragrance has been gifted to me 3 times. I'm Rolling in Love, and there are others that I do like, but this one was never on my radar for some reason. But this is The Love by Kilian. And it's Love Don't Be Shy, one of those long names. And the scent type is warm floral. It has fragrance notes of neroli, bergamot, pink pepper, coriander. It has some orange blossom. It has jasmine, sugar, and it has like that caramel note in it. Not a bad fragrance. Definitely not a bad fragrance, but it's a very familiar fragrance. This definitely puts me in the mind of Princess by Kilian, and it also puts me in the mind of Ariana by Perfumes de Marly. So a very familiar type of fragrance DNA, but it's nice. Kilian, Love Don't Be Shy. All right, so the next one is one that I have in my collection. This is the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. This is good, you guys. Now, a lot of people, you know, they say they either or don't like it because of its lasting power. But Jo Malone's, they do me well. So, the Jo Malone, it has sea salt, it has sage, it has some grapefruit, it has amaret and seaweed. Very simplistic. But this is one of those fragrances, you guys, if you are into sugary sweet type of fragrances and they could be a little bit too much for you when it's really hot or warm, this is like adding salt to sugar. You know how some people in the kitchen when they're cooking, if they put too much salt in something, they add a little sugar, or put too much sugar in something, they add a little salt. This is what this is for. This is definitely a great layering fragrance. I would definitely say layer it. Like if I was gifted that Dior and I just was going to keep it and I didn't want it to go to waste, I would pair that with something like this. Like a very, very soft oud or a very soft, woody, salty type of fragrance. So these type of fragrances, they wear well alone, but they are very multi-purpose. So this is the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Okay, the next one, I think this one is kind of new. I never got into these fragrances. I don't know why. I've heard people say that the bottle was just so unappealing because it was tacky, and I've heard people say that that's what got them was the bottle. And I love shoes. I am a shoe girl. Anyone that knows, you know that she loves shoes, purses, and fragrances in whatever order. But I was just never intrigued by this fragrance. The bottle is cute. It's cute, but I don't own not one of them. So this is the Carolina Herrera. And this is the Good Girl Blush. And it smells kind of good. It's cute. It's different. It's definitely cute. I like that. Definitely can get that peony. But it has fragrance notes of bergamot, mandarin orange, peony, rose water, ylang ylang, vanilla, and tonka bean. It has a very nice complexion of fragrance notes, definitely. I do like all of these fragrance notes, and it's nice. It's nice. This is definitely nice. It's different from the other ones that I have sampled in stores. Just never bought them, but it's nice. Again, this is the Good Girl Blush. All right, the next fragrance, it's a perfume oil, and I do have that fragrance in my collection. You can also get this full size for free if you purchase that perfume sampler. And how that goes is you have to buy the sampler first, and then either inside of the box or on the back of the box, they give you this certificate, and you can use it to redeem one of the listed full size fragrances. But this is good. It has fragrance notes of creamy coconut, tropical tiara blossom, and salted musk. And this fragrance is a fresh solar fragrance too. And I'm sorry, this was a fruity floral, but this is a fresh solar type fragrance. But this is so good. This is coconut, pretty girl coconut. Oh my God, this is so good. I want the full size bottle of this. I need to get that perfume sampler. Just so I can get the full size bottle of this. And the good thing about those perfume samplers, you guys, you can always break those boxes down and gift them or add them to gifts that you may be giving away or something. But I think that it's a really nice price. Or it's just for you to sample and experience the fragrances if you wanted to sample and experience them. But this is really good. So it comes in two sizes. This one, and it comes in the full size bottle one. So again, this is Balinese Coconut by Nest, New York. All right, the next one, I don't have this, but I do have one of its flankers, and in my opinion, the one that I own is the best one. Now, I liked this when it first came out, but I did not like it to the point where I wanted to purchase. But when I smelled that La Parfum, I had to have it. I'm almost done with that bottle, you guys. Yes, I did get the small bottle, but I'm nearly done. And when I repurchase, I plan on getting this size. But this is the Yves Saint Laurent Libre. And this is the original one. It has notes of lavender, mandarin, blackcurrant. It has petitgrain. It has lavender again in the base note, in the middle notes. Orange blossom, jasmine, Madagascar vanilla, and it has some cedar in it as well. Like I said, this is a nice fragrance. It really is. Very nice. I think the thing that turned me off with it, it was just too much lavender for me. That's what it was. It was too much lavender for me. And the La Parfum, it's different. It has lavender in it, but it's not to the extent of this one. But this is a nice fragrance, and it's very popular in the fragrance community. So this is a scent type of warm floral. So again, this is the original Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. All right, the next one, I don't own this one. I was just never intrigued by this particular one, but my radar did kind of, reach when they came out with one of the flankers, and I just recently purchased that flanker because when it first was released, I went in and sampled it, but I just think we were going into the winter, and I just wasn't vibing. I was vibing with it, but I was like, I'll get it later because I felt like it wasn't the season for it. But Valentino, Donna born in Roma. The one that I have is the yellow diamond, but it looks just like this. And this is an extremely popular fragrance. Very, very popular in the fragrance community. This is another one of those sugary, sweet, floral type of fragrance. The fragrance notes in the original Donna, born in Roma. The fragrance notes are black currant, pink pepper, bergamot. It has some jasmine tea in it. It has some bourbon vanilla and some gaiac wood. This is a nice fragrance, you guys, but not nice enough for me to purchase, in my opinion. I like it. It's cool. It's nice. It had a lot of hype behind it, but fragrances, they just have to kind of like make sense to me. The reason why the Yellow Diamond makes sense, because I love a fresh, citrusy type of fragrance. And that one just makes more sense to me. I think this is pretty, but I have enough sugary, florally type of sweet fragrances in my collection. This one just did not wow me to the point where I wanted to add another one. But this is the Valentino Donna, born in Roma. All right, the next fragrance is another fragrance that I do have in my collection, and I purchased this one when it came out. I went in store when it was first released. Really enjoyed it, but I had an issue with the way that it was performing. And I do think that the fragrance just needed to settle. The alcohols and stuff needed to settle in the fragrance. And it just needed to develop more. And I ended up really enjoying this fragrance. It is the Prada Paradox. And I do think that the time of the year that it was released, it did take an effect on how well you possibly liked. I liked it, or it performed on my body. But as you can see, I have gone through just about half of the bottle. I have really been enjoying this. And it is a warm floral. It has fragrance notes of pear, tangerine, bergamot, neroli, jasmine, sambac, my favorite, that and pear, bourbon vanilla, and some musk. Very pretty type of fragrance. It was one of those fragrances. It's like you either liked it or you didn't like it, or you either like it or you don't like it. However, but at first I did have some concerns because of how it performed on my skin, but it's a really good fragrance. It's really nice. And I do think that this is one of those fragrances you possibly can wear this around seasons, you know, all seasons. Just depending on how it performs on your body. The fragrance of it, I think that is befitting for all seasons, but depending on your body chemistry and the climate, it could not perform as well in one season as it does in another. That's the experience that I had with it. All right, so the next fragrance, very popular. I remember when this first came out, it just didn't, and at that time I was just straight bun. I didn't want to hear nothing about anything else, if the truth be told. But this fragrance is FlowerBomb by Viktor and Rolf. Now, I did eventually buy the Viktor and Rolf Bun Bun because I wanted to add some real sugary type of caramel fragrances to my collection, and I like that one. But this one right here, this fragrance has tea, bergamot, osmanthus, orchid, jasmine, rose, freesia. It has some patchouli and vanilla, and of course some musk. And this is considered to be a warm floral. It's nice. It's kind of powdery. It gives you, but that's what the original one smelled like to me too. It was just a very soft, subtle. The FlowerBomb. This is FlowerBomb. Is this the original one? Well, maybe it is the original. When you know they've had a couple of flankers. So this is the original. So very soft, powdery, soft type of fragrance. It's nice, but it just wasn't a fragrance for me. All right, and the next fragrance is the Gucci Floral. I never checked for any of the Gucci florals. I think this one and the green one. But I was in Sephora the other night and I smelled the green one and I was really interested in it. I was like, this is kind of good. But this one is the Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. I do not like Gardenia. But for some reason, they kind of have this one balanced for the most part. But those fragrances that are Gardenia dominant, I do not like those. I'm just not a big fan of Dominic Gardenia. But this one is nice. I think the pear and that patchouli, it really does bring it down some. So this is considered to be a fruity floral. It has pear blossom, red berries, Italian mandarin, jasmine, frangipani, some sugar, and some patchouli. But that green one, I like that one more than I like this one. I almost bought that green one, but I left it. So again, this is Gucci Gorgeous Gardenia. And the last one, you guys, this is popular too. Never checked for it. I don't even think I've ever owned a Marc. I haven't. I've never owned a Marc Jacobs fragrance. Just never checked for it. Some things, my radar just do not sound for some reason. And I could really be missing out on some gems. But it's something about me instinctively. It's just like, I'm just not interested in certain things. Not for no apparent reason. I just don't understand why. So if you get what I'm saying, leave a comment below. But this is Daisy. And Daisy is nice. Daisy smells good. It's like that fresh, airy, signature, everyday type of fragrance. This smells good. The fragrance notes are violet leaf, blood, grapefruit, strawberry. And I want me some fragrances with strawberry in it. I might get this. Because I've been looking at a BDK fragrance that has strawberry in it that I've sampled many a times. And I'm really thinking about it. But this one is nice. It has violet, a little gardenia, some musk, and some white wood and vanilla. But this is the Marc Jacobs Daisy. I don't know if it's new or if it's been out for several years. If you know, leave a message below. I don't really know. But I think that Sephora did a really good job with compiling this little booklet of fragrance. And Sephora, you should do this more often because this is a great way of marketing. Because a lot of times some people won't buy because they're not able to get to a location to smell them. But sending something like this out, it could possibly get them in store as well as just ordering it online. But don't ever trust these little dabs. This is just for the nose. It has nothing to do with the skin. Yeah, I remember when I was a little girl, I used to do that. Who used to do that? Rub it out of the magazine. But you're rubbing, of course, paper, dye, and the fragrance. So you definitely want to get the juice, if you can, to fully experience a fragrance. But I thought that this was really nice. Let me know what you think below, you guys. And also on here, they put a note, don't forget Mother's Day, May the 14th. But I thought that this was a really cool little brochure to send out. Really nice. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this. This was just on the fly. I was just like, I need to share this. I want to share this because I was really excited about it. So I want to thank you guys again for coming back to the channel. If you've done your shopping, if you plan to do shopping, don't forget VIB and Insider start on tomorrow, you guys. I want to thank you so much again. I can't say it enough. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.